Hello everyone, in this video today I will be sharing with you how your kidney, or specifically the functional unit of your kidney, which is the nephron, form urine and excrete wastes. Okay, so let's say for the sake of the story I'm about to tell you, I decided to have lamb chops for dinner, for breakfast. Sorry, I forgot how to talk. So let's say I've decided to have lamb chops for breakfast. Okay, yes, I'm fancy like that. Now, my digestive system does its thing where it hydrolyzes the proteins into amino acids and then it sends the amino acids to all over parts of my body to build and repair cells. Now what happens to the extra amino acids that's circulating inside my bloodstream right now? So what happened is some of it will be converted into carbs or fats. Why? Because your body cannot store amino acids. Okay, and during the process of converting those into carbs or fats, the amine group, which is the one that contains the nitrogen, it will be converted into something called urea. Okay, now your body cannot contain ammonia as well because it's toxic, so your liver will convert it into something less toxic first, which is urea, okay, or NH3. Now, take note that at any given moment, your kidney will hold over 20% of your total blood volume. Okay, that's a whole lot of blood. That's also mean that during or like every day, your kidney will filter about 120 to 140 liters of blood every day. Okay, that's like more or less 82 bottles of blood of this much, okay, going through your kidney every day. Very impressive. So anyway, the process of urine, making urine first begins in this tiny ball of yarn here, okay, in the glomerular capsule. Okay, so this is the afferent and this is the, where's the efferent? Okay, afferent and efferent, A and E. Okay, now it begins right when the blood, the oxygenated blood, enters the glomerular capsule right here, and because of the high hydrostatic pressure, it will forces filtrate to seeps out from the glomerular capsule and into the Bowman's capsule right here. Sorry, it will force the filtrate to seeps out from the blood capillary into the Bowman's capsule. Okay, so this is the first step. This is the first step right here. Okay, so during this first step right here, it will create something called the glomerular filtrate. Okay, and it will contain everything except the blood, except the red blood cells, the platelets, and the plasma proteins, because they are too big to pass through the Bowman's capsule. Okay, so everything inside the Bowman's capsule, which is the filtrate, it will have like something called ions, glucose, or water. Okay, all these things, the extra things. So you gotta remember that your kidney, it doesn't act necessarily like a filter. It acts more like it takes everything first. Okay, it's like give me everything first, and then it will let you take whatever you need. Okay, so as it passes to the renal tubules here, the renal tubules which consists of the PCT, the DCT, and the loop of Henle here. So as your filtrate passes through everything here, it will allow the blood, it will allow the ions or glucose or amino acids or whatever, water, it will allow the filtrate to pass through and enter the bloodstream to be reabsorbed, which is now we can enter into the second part of this formation of urine, which is the reabsorption at the PCT. Okay, so you gotta remember that the process of reabsorption, it does not occur all through simple diffusion. It occurs through different type of processes. It can occur through active transport, diffusion, osmosis, or it can also occur through simple diffusion. So reabsorption is when all the good things that we still want, that's right here inside the filtrate, it will be reabsorbed and taken back into the blood capillaries all over again right here. Okay. And then in the next part, which is the reabsorption at the loop of Henle and the distal convoluted tubule, even more things is going to get reabsorbed. Okay. And in the loop of Henle and the DCT primarily, a lot of water is going to be reabsorbed as well. Okay. And you need to take note that in right here, the medulla, this is the medulla part, right? And this is the cortex. The medulla part here is very salty, or meaning that it has a high concentration gradient that will allow your artery, your capillary right here, and also the filtrate to transfer the ions, okay, or the water transfer or the osmosis to happen much more easily. Okay, like I said in class before, the osmosis is when the water wants to enter the area which is a high concentration of solute. Okay, so in your blood capillary right here, the solute concentration is much higher, which makes the water from the tubule right here wants to enter your blood capillary. Okay, it wants to join into the blood capillary. So at this point, you got to remember that the blood capillary has a higher concentration of solute. It has the blood, plasma, proteins, it has the platelets, and then now it has all kinds of ions and glucose and amino acids being reabsorbed, which is why osmosis can happen much more easily in the loop of Henle as well as in the DCT. Okay, and one thing you also got to remember is, as the process of osmosis happen, okay, when the water passes from this tubule right here into the blood capillary, okay, because the interstitial fluid that's between the blood capillary and between the tubule is very salty, okay, it will, like I said, allow osmosis to happen, but it happens quickly enough that the water will be able to enter the blood capillary without diluting the interstitial fluid. Okay, and that's very important because the interstitial fluid right here, which is the medulla part right here, needs to stay salty so that the process of osmosis can always happen. Okay, so moving on to the fourth part, which is the secretion. Okay, secretion is basically a last checkpoint for the filtrate to basically take out anything that it does not need, or for your body also to give back, or to like take out everything that it does not need, like potassium ions, extra things that it does not need, like potassium ions, hydrogen ions, and this will all happen through either simple diffusion or active transport. Okay, and it's not just ions that get secreted as well. It's also like ammonium ions, like as well as urea, creatinine, and also like drugs. And if you in case took too much vitamin C, it will also get secreted right here. So the process of secretion is not happening from the tubule to the bloodstream, it's from the bloodstream to the tubule. Okay, so your bloodstream, your blood capillary, is giving everything back to the tubule right here. Okay, so the tubule can take everything and send it over to the collecting duct, which is right here. And this is where the urine formation will finally ends, and the collecting duct is also when your body can regulate the amount of water that you have, the amount of water and salts that you have in your body. So if you remember that the process of water regulation in your body, if you have less water inside your body, then the collecting duct is going to be less permeable to water, so that it can take up, so that it will retain more water inside your body, because you don't have much water inside your body, right? But if let's say you drink too much water, you're a very healthy person or whatever, so you have a lot of water inside your body, so the collecting duct is going to be more permeable, and it allows more water to go through, and the urine is going to be more diluted. Okay, so that ends the formation of urine for in this video today. If there's any question at all, you can always WhatsApp me. For my students, if you're not my students, well, you can ask your teacher or something. I don't know. Okay. All right, that's it. Goodbye.